Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cole and JBL here at ringside, welcoming you to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hey, I got top billing tonight. I like it. Keep it up.
Well, what can I say? These Minneapolis fans have got me in such a great mood. I'm feeling especially generous tonight.
For the sake of our show tonight, I hope Kelly manages to restrain her exhibitionist tendencies.
Excuse me? Did you just say that you didn't want to see a beautiful young woman in a state? This is just dumb. You don't win a match by taunting your opponent to death.
I disagree. Getting the crowd on your side can be a huge psychological boost.
The great Khali is a bona fide monster. I feel sorry for anyone who's got to get in the ring with him.
So do I. You get the feeling Khali isn't here just to win matches. He wants to.
Look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with keeping the paying customers happy while you build some momentum.
I've been looking forward to this match all night.
So have I. It's certainly been one of the most anticipated matchups in recent weeks.
And usually when you got that kind of hype, it's tough to live up to expectation, but these superstars aren't having any trouble doing that.
They sure aren't. And that's an impressive thing in and of itself. And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
You can't let that break your focus, but that's easier said than done.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
You know, if you let me train you, you could be cruiserweight champ inside a year.
Oh, no. I've heard stories about the way you train people. You make Marines.
We know where this is going. Arms, meet ring post.
And that is a brutal but effective way to pick apart your opponent's arm strength.
Regardless of how you feel about ECW, it's a real treat to see a diva like Kelly in action.
And I wouldn't mind seeing how extreme Kelly can get here tonight.
You might get your wish. She's an exhibitionist, you know.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know. That's one of the reasons I showed up to work tonight.
Nice reversal.
Wow, listen to that chant.
The crowd makes a huge difference, whether they're...
Great reversal.
I hate to admit it, but when I look at superstars like the great Khali, part of me is glad I'm not an active competitor.
Are you seriously admitting that the great Khali intimidates you?
Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying I couldn't beat him. I'm just saying I'm glad I don't have to try. I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent isn't going to hold anything back, and you can't afford to either.
I'd love to know you're coming up with this stuff, because it sure ain't from personal experience. Man, I don't want this match to end.
You, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no one can say that these superstars didn't give it everything they got. Kelly might not be the brightest bulb on the...
He's taking a little time to give his opponent a piece of his mind.
You sure he can spare it? The word giant gets thrown around a lot, but the great Khali is the real deal.
He sure is. I can't even begin to imagine where they found a monster like him.
I don't know, but I wish I did, just so I could stay the hell away from there.
You and me both, partner. I'm a little nervous just sitting this close to it.
Wow, great reversal. These superstars give everything they've got when they're in a match like this, but a lot of people don't realize what they sacrifice behind the scenes, too.
No question. If you want to make it in the WWE, you've got to sacrifice just about everything for your career. It has to be as important to you as anything else in your life.
And for a lot of guys, their WWE career is their life. That's why you see so much passion for what they do in the ring.
The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle. It's crazy to think that we actually get paid to do a job like this. There's thousands of people out there who would do this for free.
Really? Maybe I should look into that. I could get a better broadcast partner and save the company some money at the same time.
Keep it up, and you're going to find out exactly. Talk about up close and personal. We're getting a great view of the action here.
I just as soon watch from a distance if that's all the same to you. This is a little too close for comfort. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
Yeah, the WWE fans aren't known for keeping their opinion.
Look at these superstars. This can't go on much longer.
Talk about superstars who don't have an ounce of quit between them. You're looking at them right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Hey, you got to be in there every single match and be willing to do whatever it takes. You know that if you actually ever step between those ropes.
I don't have to have been in a match to realize that jeopardizing my future for the sake of one match is incredibly short-sighted.
You know, I'm going to replace you with somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Maybe Carlito. He might be a little tough to understand sometimes, but at least he knows what it's like to wrestle a match.
Kelly prides herself on being an exhibitionist, and she's certainly putting on quite an exhibition here tonight.
Listen, next time you're going to try to be cute like that, give me some warning so I don't regurgitate on my microphone. No superstar in the locker room can afford to ignore the WWE fans.
You're right. Hanging off the ring apron is not where you want to be, and that's why.
It's a tough position to get out of, and it really gives your opponent a chance to work you over. These superstars are at the top of their game, but only one of them is going to have his hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this has been a great match so far.
So what? You want to say that everybody wins so that nobody gets their feelings hurt?
I never said that. I'm just saying that in a great match like this, everyone involved deserves credit for it.
Look at the fire in the eyes of the great Khali. He's here to make an impact.
Yeah, well, that's not hard to do when you're a 7-foot monster.
That reversal might stop his opponent's momentum dead. I certainly don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on the bad side of at least one superstar.
And that's about the last place you want to be if you're not a superstar yourself. Trust me, I know.
If Kelly's brains were dynamite, she wouldn't have enough to blow her nose.
Fortunately for you, I don't think SAT scores were part of her ECW application. How do you approach a match with someone like the great Khali?
Well, part of the problem is there aren't any guys like him. All you can do is just keep moving and don't let him get his hands on you.
And I can only imagine that that's a lot easier said than done. He must take up at least a quarter of the ring as it is.
Man, you just can't put anything over on these fans.
And that is just about the last place you want a ring rope.
Just about? If you can think of a worse one, I'd like to hear it. Oh boy, somebody's voice just went up a couple of octaves right there.
It hurts just watching it. I can't imagine how excruciating this must be. I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long rivalry.
I don't know how nice it is.
Head first, right into the ring steps. Did you hear that?
I don't think there's a single person in the arena who didn't.
There aren't too many things that'll mess you up worse than getting those steel steps right in the kisser.
There certainly aren't, and you're going to need a few seconds to clear your head after something like that, if you can get them.
Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well, and having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Hey, it's pretty insightful for a guy who's never wrestled a match in his life.
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their hands raised. You can literally feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight. Oh my, that's going to do some serious damage if someone doesn't stop this.
Who in their right mind would try to do that?
What a counter that was.
Yeah, that's it. Do it again.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I can't say I am.
It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds.
Yeah, and 10,000 paying customers can't be wrong.
Night after night, the WWE superstars never fail to amaze the fans.
And that's a good thing. I don't even like to think about where we'd be if they didn't.
Well, we wouldn't be sitting here calling this match, that's for sure.
Instead of pandering to the fans, you should really keep your head in the match.
Come on, you're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
I know I say this a lot, but it ain't ballet. You step between those ropes, you better be prepared to take some punishment.
And to dish some out as well. Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this.
This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah? Well, one mistake and we're going to see that fire put out pronto. I've got to admit it, I'm impressed by these superstars' performance here tonight.
We were expecting a solid match from these superstars, but this is even better than I'd hoped.
Here's your winner, the Great Khali.